Hello there. Back at it with another video on my progress on Omegaspace. So it's been a couple weeks since I've uploaded. I'm still here, still working on it. Just mainly been working on the star map. So because of the fact that Omegaspace is going to be basically a galaxy filled with thousands of places you can go to, and also you're going to need ways to navigate. I made this star map. So there will be a big galaxy map that uses beams, particles, textures, and whatnot. But the problem is that it has to take up the whole screen. So I needed a way to make some type of map that you can shrink down or even make transparent. So this is all made using Fusion, and it's all within a viewport frame. And let me tell you, it was a big pain to make all this stuff. So, this isn't finished at all, but basically you'll notice that it displays the orbits of planets, and it can display the eccentricity, it can display, inclination, tilt, spin, rotation, basically everything. So if I click this, you'll see that we're going to have this dialog pop out here. This isn't finished either, I'm just revamping it, but it'll show some information, and also there'll be a way that you can see a description of the planet if it has one, for example, if it's notable. So you might notice that there's some icons here. So let me just zoom in really quick. So right here, you'll see that there is an icon with a circle. And the circle icon basically means that there is a satellite that is orbiting the planet, specifically like a moon, some type of cosmic satellite. And it'll display the number of them too if there's more than one. And then over to the left here, we have what I call the locations icon. Now, the location icon is kind of a generic catch-all term. So when I say location, I don't just mean like the literal definition of location. I mean any place you can jump to within the system. So if I click on this and I zoom in, you'll notice it'll disappear and you'll see one location on the moon and two on this other moon. So when I click this, you'll see a dialog pop up, and really quick, you'll notice that this is the icon for a planet and this is the icon for a moon. And it's going to display a list of all the locations you can jump to besides the planet itself. So I can click this, you'll notice this switches out here. Let me zoom out really quick. And basically, it's going to display all the information about the planet. This isn't finished yet, so like the whole system isn't finished yet, but specifically this is very work in progress. And then I also added this button down here so you can switch back to the moon itself. Down here, you'll see the controls. So right now it's just align to and jump to. There probably will also be a dock button if it's a space station. So it'll have you jump to the station and then dock. So let me zoom out really quick here. Now if I click on this, you'll see that I've actually colored this. So these are just kind of generic icons. So really, it could be anything. Like if it's an asteroid, you'll see that there's going to be an asteroid icon, or an asteroid belt, excuse me. Space stations will have icons, all that sort of stuff. And I am trying to make it work with, longer names. Hopefully things are going to have too long names, but whatever. Out here, you'll see that there's just a freestanding location. This one's an anomaly. And again, you can give it basically any icon you want. So I did that with this one. Now, by default, any locations that are freestanding will not automatically display their name without clicking on them or hovering over them. And, I mean, you can drag this around, zoom in, you can double click to go back. It's a pretty cool system. It's several thousand lines of code. It works. I wouldn't say it's complete spaghetti or anything. It's just that, I wasn't expecting to make it that long, and it's not even close to done. So, that's fun. And then if you notice here, there's also kind of this weird holographic effect. So let me hop in the actual game so I can show you that real quick. All right, here we go. And you'll probably see a little sneak peek of what currently working to implement in the game. Get to that in a second. But what I wanted to show was if I click this, you'll notice it has this little fade in and out effect. Just, a little bit of eye candy because I like that stuff. It's got to look nice. So the main game itself, it's in pre-alpha, but right now this is just a demo release. So the one that's currently public, which you can play right now, so I'll have the Discord link and the game link in the description, is demo release 0. and demo release 1 is hopefully going to come out within the next week or so, and it's going to be basically an overhaul of all the replication systems. So if you didn't know, everything in Omegaspace is pretty much custom replicated. So that means that if you are at, let me just turn this down a little bit. If you are right here, let's say that you're orbiting Cratosis 4, which is technically where this area is supposed to be. It's just under construction. And someone else is over here at Deimos 1. Because the star system is real life size, that's literally like several astronomical units away, which translates to like hundreds of thousands of kilometers. Possibly even millions, I don't know actually. But point is, it's a really big distance, and you can't just fit that within a single area. So what the solution is to basically say, okay, that's actually 000 right there, but even though my friend in another planet in the same system is going to be at 000 or in that vicinity as well, he's going to have different stuff loaded in. So in a nutshell, the server has nothing in workspace. The clients do based on where they are. Which brings me to my next point, which is the reason why I'm not working on combat like I expected to, is because the replication system has some drawbacks. So basically, because the server doesn't see anything in workspace to do collision verifications for lasers and, hitboxes and whatnot, I have to do some funny tricks, and that requires some math and a lot of, headache and slamming my head on the keyboard really hard. But fear not, that'll be fixed soon. Once that's done, I'll be able to focus more on combat. So this next release is going to be demo release 1. And after that demo release 2, we'll start having combat, and those updates should come a lot quicker than this has, because I've just been very busy, and there's a lot of core stuff going on. I'm not really working on content right now. It's all just tech, but we do gotta have the game not completely empty. So this was a donated space station model from an older game. If you ever heard of it, it's Skirmisher. Sadly, the game never really made it, but one of the developers was kind enough to lend it to me. Anyways, that's about it. So, I mean, you'll probably notice that this area is under construction as well. There's going to be more to the UI and everything. The future is bright for this project. It's just a lot of work. That's about it. Thanks for watching.